Hello there and a very warm welcome to another edition of Channels Beam. I'm Victor Matthias. Now the 2018 football season came to a close with the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Liverpool played in Ukraine, which Real Madrid won 3-1, thereby setting a new record. Before then, other major leagues in Europe had come to a close with some records also set in the process. Now that will be our focus on the program today. We'll also be looking at the development of technology hubs in Nigeria. But let's first take a look at the trending topics in the past week.
Children's Day is a day recognized to celebrate children. All over the world, it is celebrated on various calendar dates in different countries. In Nigeria, May 27th is Children's Day, and it was celebrated across the country with child rights and the protection of children top of the agenda in most cases. The 10th edition of the Channels International Kids Cup came to an end with the representatives of Kwara State emerging champions. They defeated representatives of Osun 3-1 in the finals after seeing off other competitors from Nigeria, Benin Republic and Ghana.
Well, there you go. Those were the trends in the past week. But joining me to look at the focus of the day, which is a review of the 2017-2018 footballing season, I have with me Ifreke Inyang. He's a sports analyst in the studio. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Of course. And joining us via the Google Plus Hangout, we have Tunde Koiki, who joins us from Lagos, Nigeria. Tunde, thank you for joining us. Tunde is with the Beat FM.
Thank you very much.
Of course. So let me just come back to you, kickstart this conversation for us. I mean, of course, we all know the season ended, with the thrilling final between Liverpool and Real Madrid. I mean, but then what else was one of the highlights of the past season?
We'll talk about the leagues, major leagues in Europe, starting from England, where Manchester absolutely dominated everybody, paying no attention to the anti-Pep gang that says he spent £1 billion to win it, but it was a smashing title win.
Maybe the anti-Pep gangs wouldn't have had anything to say if he won the Champions League. Don't you think so?
Well,
100 billion.
As it appears now, the Champions League is Real Madrid's heritage.
Yeah, of course, they won it 3 times back to back. I mean, in a new format.
Well, let's see what Pep will do next season. If he doesn't get it next season, then we can start to really talk and say what's happening here. Because I mean, that is the king they're flogging him with at Bayern Munich. Because in his 3 years in Bayern Munich, he didn't get past the semi-final stages, So there's still that, criticism about him that he could only do it Lionel Messi and Barcelona. So let's see what happens next season in Manchester City before we really have an opinion.
All right, let me even get to hear from Tunde. Tunde, for you, what stood out in the past season?
Wow, there are so many actually. So many highlights for what was an absolutely entertaining season.
Yes,
it all started with Neymar obliterating the transfer record with a £200 million move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain. There's also Juventus also absolutely dominating the Italian championship, coming from behind to overtake Napoli and win a seventh successive title as well. There's also Manchester City, who also, cleaned out England on their way to winning what was a record-breaking title. There's also the rise of Mohamed Salah, who had an absolutely stunning season and who might be in the running to become the second African to be named Ballon d'Or winner. There's so many stories. The story of Östersund, the small club from Sweden, who punched way above their weight, getting into the knockout phase of the Europa League as well. We can go on, but there are so many fascinating stories from what was an enthralling European season, and I can't even start to list them all.
Well, talking about Mohamed Salah, I mean, we saw how it went down for him at the Champions League final. I mean, he actually left the pitch after getting injured in tears. I mean, but one of the concerns is also if he will be able to make it to the World Cup. What's the update on that?
Well, the Egyptian Football Federation have quickly tweeted that nothing is broken, nothing is dislocated. What he suffered was just a sprain of ligaments in his shoulder. That's according to the Egyptian FA. Now, this might just be propaganda, in order not to start a mass hysteria in Egypt, because, of course, he's the biggest star. Egypt also qualifying for the FIFA World Cup for the first time in over a quarter of a century. In fact, it's so bad that Salah wasn't even born the last time Egypt qualified for the FIFA World Cup. So there's so much hysteria currently going on in Egypt. People are weeping and wailing. A lot of people are calling for Sergio Ramos, who was involved in the accident that saw him injured, to be punished by FIFA. Even the Egyptian president has promised to get him the best medical care that Egypt can afford. They're also wishing speedy recovery as well. But if you were to go by what the Egyptian Football Federation have officially released, it is just a sprain and it should be back in no time.